Hey guys, how are you today? It is Monday. Yay! I get to see you and speak with you again. I trust that you had an amazing weekend. I had a busy but beautiful weekend. It was a lovely one. Yesterday was a little nippy, quite cold. I found myself pulling out my boots again for that season. Wherever you are, I trust that you too had a great weekend and that maybe even if your weekend wasn't as beautiful for you, that today you had a more excellent day, that today you had just the beauty and the refreshing of the Lord. Welcome so much. Hey Dania, I see you, girl. Welcome. Sister Juliet, I see you guys. Yes, fall has arrived in all its glory. It's my favorite season, at least when it's like this. I like that. Well, just because my birthday falls, at the beginning of fall, what can I say? I love it also for all the colors and the changes and just the beautiful array of the trees with so many different colors and the flowers and the plants around us, it seems. But it gets nippy and it gets, a little cold, and then it reminds us that we're getting into the winter. But it's also such a beautiful reflection of the fact that here we were in summer, now fall is here. It has arrived, and certainly we move into the different seasons of our lives, and we continue to be grateful for what God is doing in us, in as much as we see the changes in the seasons around us. It's always a reminder to me that the same way the seasons change, so God will change our circumstance and will likely do a new thing as the seasons change around us. So welcome, guys. Thank all of you so much for joining, for stopping in. Sister Levy, God bless you. Now you've caught us on today. Thank you always for joining, and others behind the scene that for whatever reason sometimes I still don't see you. I'm grateful for you to stop by always and to make this your place and your inspiration for Mondays and Wednesdays, 4:30 Eastern time, and also on YouTube. Please subscribe to the videos, the same ones, or share them with others who are not on Facebook, so that if they miss us here, they can always catch up on the YouTube videos as well. And you would be doing a wonderful deed for my son as well. He checks that, and he checks how much people are subscribing, and he says, Mom, it's working. It's his little, assignment and his little piece of this ministry, and he's so excited about it. And I thank you so much, all of you who've been subscribing and sharing with others and tagging others and just sharing the word. God bless you for doing that. Today we want to look at Psalm 46, verses 1 and 2 and verse 10 as well, because this is a psalm that we talk so much about. But I'm in this season of my life where this psalm is such a reminder and a comfort and consolation to me that God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in time of trouble. And not only is he a very present help, verse 2 says, therefore we will not fear. We will not fear, though the mountains be removed, and even if they were to be carried in the midst of the sea, even when the earth be removed and the mountains were to be carried in the midst of the sea, the psalmist wrote, he says, we will not fear. But verse 10 gives us this comfort: be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. And today I want to remind someone that God is our refuge. And even if you were to just Google the word or research it in a dictionary, I know you know that a refuge is being safe. It's that safe place, that shelter from danger or from some pursuit of trouble. And that's what God is to us. And he's our strength. And the psalmist wrote this psalm indicating not only is God my place of solace and comfort and shelter and safety, but he is my ability to be strong. He is my strength. He is my strength. And so I want to remind you that many people in tough times, in difficult circumstances, or even just existing daily, put their strength and their energies into their refuge being the tangible things, the temporal things that they can see around them, their money, their bank accounts, their houses, their cars, their burglar bars, their families, their children, their statuses. sometimes their professions and their titles. They put their refuge and their belief in their weapons, their guns, their artillery, whatever it is that people have, their jewelry, their wealth in any way. Many times we put refuge in those things. We take consolation that, oh, I have this kind of backative because I have this. But the psalmist wrote the psalm obviously in a time of distress when Israel was dealing with so many enemies surrounding them, and they said, listen, God is, despite what you have, despite what all the other nations were bringing at them, the psalmist declared that we want you to know, enemies of God, enemies of Israel, that this is what we have. We take refuge in our God, because God is by far the greatest refuge. He is the name that is above all name. And that's why the same psalmist wrote, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and they are safe. Hallelujah. God is. He is our strength. He is our ability to be strong. We don't have strength in ourselves. We don't. We become weak so often. Yes, Sister Michelle, I see that. We become, as we go through the tough times, as you go through your physio, as we go through all kinds of losses, as we go through various pains, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, psychological, we lose our strength, and many times we want to throw the towels in and we want to just give in. But the psalmist is literally saying that, hear this, God is our refuge and strength. He is not just that shelter for us, but he's a very present help. And I know that sometimes we don't feel like he's there because we want the answer right now. We want the answer here and now. We are the quick fix, the microwavable generation, the instant, the fast food. We want it happening right now. But remember, friends, and I keep reminding myself of this, that his ways are not my ways, and his days are not my days. 1,000 years is like an evening past in his sight. So just to remind us that when I feel I'm at my 9th hour, God is saying, hey, we have time to chill. What's wrong with you? Relax here. Because he's still going to take us before the time. He's an on-time God, a very present help. He's not just beside us, he's very present. He never withdraws from his distressed children. He never leaves us. We used to sing as a little kid in school. I remember, God is always near me, hearing what I say, knowing all my thoughts and deeds, all my work and play. That's who he is. He is always near and dear. And he can be touched with the feelings of our infirmities. So I want to remind us today that that's the very reason in Christendom we could not accept the song from a distance. God is watching us. He's not in any distance. He's right here. He is within us. He's beside us. He's in front of us. He's behind us. He's beneath us. He's above us. He is here. He is a very present help. He's closer to us than the very troubles we experience. He's as close to us. He is closer than the very thing that caused you and caused me to a problem. The very thing that causes us distress, God is even closer to us than the distress, than the trouble itself. Wow. What a God. What a God. What an insight for this psalmist as he wrote. It was such a powerful song that he said, I want this to be sung by the sons of Korah. It is believed to have been written by David, saying, I want the sons of Korah who will lead in the temple to sing this, because there were different singers, different worshipers. And this, he says, God, you are our refuge and strength, a very present help in times of trouble. Wow. He says, therefore, and I love this, because as a result of this fact, that God is refuge, he's powerful, he's our strength, he gives us the ability to be strong. He is he who is strong in us, not on account of ourselves, but because he is in us. Therefore, we will not fear. And I want to speak that over somebody today. You have no need to fear. You have no need to become so anxious. I remind myself of that every day. And even when anxieties hit me because we're human and everyday circumstances make us worry and we overthink and we try to process it ourselves. But this word was my comfort this morning, that therefore, because of who God is, because he is my refuge, because he is my strength, because he is all powerful, because he is all knowing, because he is ever present. He is more present to me than my problems will ever and could ever be. Because he is, therefore I will not fear. Therefore, though the earth be removed, somebody says, even if all hell breaks loose, therefore we will stand firm in who God is, that he's powerful and he's almighty. He's El Shaddai God, the multi-breasted one, the one who gives to us far more abundantly above all that we could ask or even imagine. He says, therefore, even if the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Now mountains represent a kind of firmness and stability, and it's almost like a remote possibility that a mountain could be moved. Yet the psalmist says, even if the mountains be removed, that they are carried into the midst of the sea, even then, even with that remote possibility, even with something that is so illogical and could never happen, even if it were to happen. This is how my confidence is in God. Even then, I will not fear. Even then, I will not fear. So basically, he was saying, let the worst come to the worst. Let the worst come to the worst. We will not fear. We will not fear. Because God is our refuge and strength. So by verse 10, he says, be still and know that I am God. Wow. Wow. Because he is God. It says, be still. Hush. Hush, my soul. Be quiet, my soul, and know that he is God. He is God. He has not lost his power. He hasn't fallen off his throne. He has not forgotten my existence. My existence. He knows who I am. He knows who I am. He knows my circumstances. He is aware of every single thing that you're going through. Therefore, be gone. Let's say that to the enemy. Be gone from me. Be gone from me. Let's say to ourselves, be patient, my soul. That's what we should say to the believer. Be patient, my soul. Wait on God. That's why he wrote it in Psalm 27:14. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, for he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait. Wait, I say, on the Lord. You see, we give God timelines and deadlines based on our days and our calendar and our events and our activities and our schedules. But God already has the master's schedule. He already knows. He already knows. He knows exactly when it is that deadline for him. He watched the wine at the wedding at Cana, ran through, finished, and when it was done, and you would think, really, Lord, you couldn't have just come through before the last bottle ran out? But he waited because he has a moment. He has a moment that when he steps in, it is irrefutable, undeniable that this is a miracle from God, that this is the miracle. And that's how he comes. He waits for that moment. And so I want to say to you today, be still. Be still. I speak to my own spirit today. Be still and know that he's God. That he's God. Be patient and wait for him. He is Emmanuel. It remains the same. God with us. He is. So I speak to your spirit man today. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Even if all hell breaks loose around you, everything seems to turn upside down, that everything becomes topsy-turvy and it feels chaotic, remember, God is Emmanuel. He's God with us. He is your refuge. He is your strength. He is our confidence. He is. He is. He is. Whoever comes to God must believe. Hebrews 11:6 must believe that He is. And that He is a rewarder. So we have to first believe that He is. He exists. He's here. He's not a phantom. He's not missing in action. He's not an MIA. He is. He is here. And that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. God bless you today. Do not be afraid. Face your troubles, face your trial, face your battles head on, knowing that God is your refuge and your strength, and He sticks closer than a brother, that He will come through for you, that He's closer than your problem itself, that He is. He won't leave us hanging. He's not a scammer like I told you some weeks ago. He doesn't promise and we count it like men count their promises as slackness because they fall through and are unreliable. Not God. He is an on-time God, and He comes through every time. So I leave you with that promise today. Rest in your confidence in God, knowing that He's faithful and He will come through. God bless you. Have an amazing, amazing Monday. Continue to rest in God. Wait for Him. Wait patiently for Him, for He will come. He will show up. He will show up. And He will do only what He can do. God bless you. I meet you again right here on Wednesday at 4:30 Eastern Time. Tell someone about the Word of God. Inspire someone today. Tag someone along. Share the YouTube link with them and let them know that God has not forsaken them or forgotten them. Only for a short while, but He will show up. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Peace.